There are a lot of quote-unquote pony analysts and reviewers out there right now. The ones that I can name number nearly 80, and I'm told that there's more beyond that. As this style of content producing gained a lot of new voices last year and are even continuing to do so, I must say that I have witnessed the analysis community's, on average, de-evolution from interesting headcanons and discussions on various aspects of the show to long-winded retellings of each episode interspersed with various opinions as to why we did or did not like an episode, and then claiming that this makes the episode good or bad. This is not analysis. While most of us genuinely feel as though we have something to add and differing opinions, ultimately between the 100 of us, many things get repeated ad nauseum. A lot of these points are, quite frankly, not well thought out and often miss the point of what the episode was trying to deliver. Many of us allow preconceived expectations and headcanons to get in the way of not only our understanding of events and messages, but also our enjoyment of the show overall. Oftentimes, Brony reviewers, commentators, and analysts will look so deeply into minute details claiming that they don't make sense, that they will completely overlook other details that fully explain their previous nitpicks. Now that I have stated my stance on the general community, I should take this time to explain exactly why I'm bringing all of this up. I am not doing this to hate on the fandom subsection which I am a part of. I am not doing this to talk down to anyone. I am reverting back to my teaching mode in hopes of helping to improve the community that I am a part of. As I stated in my Children's Entertainment Brony Debates video, I hold those that I'm working with to the same standards of effort as I hold myself and bring forth full honesty so that we can examine ourselves and better ourselves through skills that I believe are important for everyone to have. Analysis is one of such important skills, especially when digesting media. To call back to my old video again, most media is made with a message, and it's important that we are able to properly denote that message and examine its practicality. With that in mind, I hope you'll consider the criteria in which I hold myself to when making videos, and maybe implement some of these techniques for your next video. Firstly, you must preemptively make peace with the fact that nothing done right is easy, and this includes analysis. Although it may seem easy to write down your thoughts, since everyone has a brain with thoughts and opinions and almost everyone watching this video has a computer and fingers to type with, but there's a lot more to it than that. Don't just rant into your microphone or camera. Very few people can pull off speaking candidly like that, and even then it's rarely done well. Developing one's thoughts takes time, and it can't be done on a Microsoft Word document in one afternoon after an episode has aired. In fact, the writing process alone for most of my videos takes at least 5 days. 1 day for writing the first draft and organizing my thoughts, 1 day to rest my mind from the subject, 1 day for reviewing the script, cutting it down, formatting, and fact-checking with a fresh mind on the subject, 1 day for reviewing the script with a second set of eyes, and one last day to finalize everything. Be sure to keep an open mind throughout the process. I've written a couple of videos having started out with a certain opinion, and then ended up having to completely rewrite my script before the end of the experience. This is because at one time or another, I learned something during the writing process that changed my overall view. Another example might be when my opinion on the Equestria Games episode was flipped with the help of some insight from Nikki V MLP. Though many people believe themselves to be open-minded, it's actually a very rare practice in its true form. I've had too many conversations with self-proclaimed open-minded individuals where points that I make get rejected because I was coming from a perspective that the other person hadn't experienced for themselves. See, for example, any public conversation that I've had with Biter. Unfortunately, I'm not the only one that this type of thing happens to. It's okay that we don't always see eye to eye on what makes an episode good. But instead of using these things to say that an episode is objectively bad, it's important that we instead seek to research and understand things that are outside of our experiences and at least give the benefit of the doubt to those who present information different from what we have experienced. Furthermore, it's extremely important to be objectionable and use proper analytical tools. This is where educated knowledge of what makes a good story or an effective message, as well as a fair amount of self-discipline, are traits that you absolutely must have if you're going to be doing these types of videos. Most importantly, I'd like to encourage everyone who makes videos or wants to get into making videos to find your own ground to stand on and be the individual that you are, to have your own opinions, delivery style, and format for your videos. There are too many people in the Brony reviewer community that are trying to be like DigiBrony, Tommy Oliver, ANY, or any other bigger name that they see as inspirational for one reason or another. But don't try to be like them. We already have an ANY. His name is ANY, and he's a lot better at being ANY than most people who try to be like him. So there's no need to reiterate the things that he says or the way that he does them unless maybe you needed to lay down a foundation for building on with your own unique perspective. This is how we can cut out much of the repetitiveness that exists in our community. Find an aspect of the show or an episode that hasn't been discussed yet. Tackle a new topic in the community or an old one from a new perspective that nobody has made a video on before. I have faith that people can create analysis content that's extremely fun, original, and educational if they go about it in a knowledgeable fashion and with the proper effort, instead of simply doing it because it seems like an easy way to get notoriety. Above all, know exactly why you feel you need your opinion to be heard. What can someone take away from your words and apply to their daily life? What can you do to enrich someone's thoughts and make them use the brain that God hath bestowed upon them? Once you have the answers to these questions in mind, make your content for that reason. There should also be a bit of production value in good analysis videos. As I said before, it's not just enough to have an opinion. Even a great topic that meets all of these aforementioned criteria can fall flat if it's not produced properly. My early videos are a great demonstration of this point. It's important to know how to record sound. At minimum, try to find a decent microphone and at least a makeshift pop filter. Put it in a heavily padded and enclosed environment and give yourself about 3 feet of distance from the microphone. Then, be sure to deliver the script well by having strong enunciation without stuttering. This is best done by rehearsing your script. What you are seeing now is the editing process I go through to make my videos look and sound somewhat decent like they do. It's a process of denoising, trimming, and removing unnecessary breaths as well as the occasional stutter that I have always fought with. These functions can be performed in most audio editing software. Visuals, on the other hand, can get a little bit trickier. But again, nothing done right is easy. Remember that if you have a decent technical knowledge, you can make do with minimal resources. Be sure to research your software and learn how to make your videos look and sound as good as possible. I know it can be difficult. Heck, the format of my old episode reviews were almost exactly like that in the Nostalgia Critic before I realized what I could do differently and better. It took a few tries before I understood how to create and edit sound. It was almost a year before I figured out how to properly export videos. But I started making videos because I knew that I was coming from a different perspective than most of what was being said. I always tried my best to follow this criteria, and I feel as though I continue to improve as time goes on. I don't recommend that people get into making analysis videos because it's very difficult to find a unique spin on the style. But I do highly encourage discussion and interaction in the comments and forums so that we can all continue to improve. If, by chance, there are those listening who want to get into making analysis videos and were not deterred by this video, I look forward with hope that you can prove me wrong and that you can create something fun, original, and well produced. And just as I always say, and to keep in the spirit of encouraging dialogue, be sure to let me know if you think that I am wrong or have missed anything so that we may discuss it further. If you have any thoughts on this video, or would like to hear something discussed, you can leave a comment below, or drop comments, questions, topic suggestions, and review suggestions by following Brawny on Tumblr, or sending an email to bronydebates@yahoo.com. Also, feel free to check out my Patreon page to see how you can support my channel and what you'll get in return. Big thanks to all of those supporting me already. Have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from all of you soon.